Hey guys, it's Brandy, and I figured who else better than me to do a tutorial on how to cover up scars. Now, if you haven't noticed, I have a lot of scars, and it's all because of a car accident. So if I'm able to cover up these bad boys, you are able to cover up acne scars, whatever scars you have, you're able to cover it up, because believe me, it has been lots of trial and error on trying to figure out how to get these covered up, because there have been times where I would not leave the house unless I at least had makeup on them. Now I don't care. I will walk around with them out. I make YouTube videos with them out. Like, I just don't care. So that's a little disclaimer that just because I'm making a video on covering them up doesn't mean I'm insecure about them or I want to hide them. I'm just helping everybody else figure out how they can hide scars if they want them hidden, because there's nothing wrong with wanting to hide your scars. So the first thing that I wanted to say is that with my scars, they have a lot of red undertones because of how deep they were. And one way to combat redness and red undertones is green concealer. So I have the Becca concealer in pistachio, and I'm only gonna do the ones that are showing, because I'm not really gonna go down because it's like my whole boob. So I'm not going to show you guys all the scars I have on my chest, but I'm just going to show the ones that are right here and cover those ones. I'm not going to use any brushes because I figured the best way with these, especially these, is just using your fingers. So I'm going to just put some and just start working it on to the ones that I want covered. Alright, so there's a mirror right here, so if you see my body kind of like turned or me having my intention over here, that's why. And one thing that I have noticed with this is don't just put concealer right on the scar. You want to kind of do it the general area around it, because you don't want your skin, like you have your skin tone and then your scar and then the concealer right on top of the scar. So you kind of want it to just blend around it, and that's how you get the best results. And if your scars are anything like mine are extremely raised. They keloided really badly. If you don't know what that is, it's basically just a scar that heals above the skin. So it's like they're like giant bumps. So although I'm not able to completely hide them, I can tone down the appearance of them. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Scars are never gonna go away. So you just need to be able to come to terms with toning them down and not completely getting rid of them. So this is not a tutorial on how to completely get rid of your scars. It's to tone up the appearance of them. At least for mine. If you guys had like a little less of scars, you'll be able to cover them completely. But for me, at least, I don't want you guys to be like, wow, your scars aren't even covered. Like, this is not a good tutorial. It's because mine are from glass being gouged into my chest. Alright, so I applied the green concealer with my finger, and now I'm going to take a beauty blender, and I'm going to spray the end with a Urban Decay setting spray. And I actually haven't done this, but I just thought about it. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take this and dip it in this and kind of just sponge it around my chest to make sure it's all completely evenly put on. Next thing I'm going to do might not make sense because this is another one of Becca's concealers, but it's an under eye brightener and it's supposed to help with like dark circles. And now my scars are kind of dark, so I am going to evenly spread this around on all of them. You don't have to do that, but this is just another thing that I can help with the color of them. And I'm going to do exactly what I did with the green concealer, except I'm not putting it on with my fingers. I am going to just dab it into the end of this beauty blender. Alright, so once you have that, that's when we're going to actually get into the actual concealers. Typically, I would use a cream concealer, and I usually use Tarte's concealers, but the thing is, I ran out of it, so all I have is my Urban Decay Naked concealer, which I'm also running out of. So I'm going to try to use this sparingly because I absolutely have absolutely none in this. Like, it's almost empty. So I'm just going to just apply this. I'm going to kind of like do it in lines and kind of cross the lines over like that. Alright, so we have it on. I haven't blended any of it in yet. So I'm going to take the beauty blender that I always blend my concealer with, and I'm going to just blend it all in. Alright, so once we have that on, I'm going to take foundation, and I'm using Urban Decay's Naked Foundation because honestly this one has the best coverage, and I feel like this is going to be able to really combat those scars that I have. And I'm using my Tarte Magic Wand foundation brush, and I'm going to use a little bit because you do not want your chest to be a different color from the this side of your chest to be different color from the rest of you. So you only want to do a little because a little goes a long way, especially with liquid foundation. Alright, and lastly what I'm going to do is take my Kat Von D pressed powder foundation. For some reason I just could not think of what this was. I have it in the shade Light 45, and I'm going to just set my foundation and concealer and everything with this. And it's also going to add a little bit more coverage too than it's a regular setting powder. Keep getting Facebook notifications. I'm in a Buffy the Vampire Slayer little group on Facebook, and these people, I have to say, are like the most funnest people ever. Like, they're the most funnest to argue about episodes with. They're not like really serious arguments, but like if you keep hearing dings, it's because I'm getting notifications about about posts that I have commented on. It's funny. Okay guys, so this is the final result of me covering up scars. And like I said, this seems like it's a lot of product and they're expensive products, but if there's somebody who really wants to have their scars covered up or anything covered up, they're going to spend the money to do that. And like I said in the beginning, this is not because I'm insecure in my scars and I want to cover them up and I want to hide them. I just know that there are people out there who don't have the mindset that I do with my scars, and they're not ready to just have them out in the open like I am. So you need to just understand that, so you don't comment or have that assumption that I'm only doing this because I want everyone else to cover their scars because scars are ugly. Because scars are not ugly. These are just like my badges for going through what I went through. So I figured I'm sure there's other people struggling and that would want to learn how to cover it, because when I first got my scars, I wanted to cover them and I learned how to cover them, obviously. So I'm just sharing my knowledge with you guys, and I really hope you guys find this helpful. And if you do use this and you do it, I would love to see a picture. You guys can DM me privately, message me pictures of them, because I would really want to see how everybody else handles it, or how everyone else looks when they do this. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, give me a thumbs up. I have plenty more scars that I would love to cover up, or try to at least tackle covering them up, because these are pretty bad scars. So me being able to cover them up is kind of like a big deal for me, because it's not easy. So yeah, if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below on what you guys think. So until next time, guys, have a good day.